Angry goat. That was my angry goat.
I don't even have Stu handy right now. I've got him across the room. He was helping me with something else.
Yeah, you had one job, Charlie.
I
That's
failed.
to manhandle the goat, and you did not do it. All right. Yo, YouTube. Welcome back to the live show. I was going to do something
like you forgot how you start a show for a minute.
Well, I had something in my head that I was going to do, and then I couldn't remember what it was, so I figured, let's just start the show. Welcome back to Wednesday Live with myself, Charlie from JC3 Cards and Collectibles, and as many goats as we can locate on short notice, generally.
That's right.
I was planning to wear a turkey hat tonight, but I can't find it. So it's like a basted turkey that sticks up off your head. It's pretty rad. I do have to locate it before tomorrow. Oh, mini goats. I do have to locate it before tomorrow at least because I have to wear it on Thanksgiving. But y'all don't get to see
around
it.
The house all Thanksgiving.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, why not? It's a turkey hat. Name another occasion that you could wear a turkey hat.
Fair point. Like there's no other occasion.
Yeah, that's my once a year use hat. So I go through it and I wear it and it kind of, falls all over the place because it's got like its legs sticking up with the little baster hats on it. And
yeah.
It's a thing. I mean, why wouldn't I have one of those? Like it's totally me. Oh, I know what I was gonna do.
What were you gonna do, Adam?
Just ignore the man in the corner. I was gonna I forgot to bring up YouTube ahead of time, and I have to go on there.
I was wondering if you did that. It looks like it is.
Yeah, but not. Hold on. Let me just do this real quick.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Yeah, it's not really difficult. It's just got to click the darn thing through it. Here we go. Okay, we're done.
In the meantime, let's go Sports Card PNW first in. That'll boy.
Nice. I award you 1,000 points because the points don't mean anything.
Exactly.
They're goat points. You get 1,000 goat points. So why don't we start with that? Let's talk some goat stuff, right? So how about our show? We got a little show that we put on every 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is. Oh, look at that. Charlie's on task now.
Right on.
And we are doing a show on January 4th. So it's the first Sunday after the new year.
Correct.
Got a couple of great giveaways. We got an autographed Aaron Jones jersey, some other card packs. I don't know. We don't have everything on there yet. Still a little early for all the final details, but you get an idea with looking at the overall flyer, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, it's not really a flyer. It's just a picture. It's not a flyer. It's only a flyer when you print it, right? And then it can fly.
It's a fly or no.
Yeah, fly or no. I would say or no in this case. So anyway, we do have a charity tied in. We will be collecting food donations again, non-perishable food donations, and that'll get you an entry into the drawing for our awesome autographed jersey as well as a few other prizes. We will have free packs for the kids, of course. Which reminds me, I got to pick up some kids packs. I almost forgot about that.
Some Squishmallows.
That one kind of sneaks up on me. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what we find, but I'm hoping maybe on Black Friday because I'm going to hit the LCS right at open on Friday and hopefully pick up a couple things.
Are you sure they're open? Sometimes they take a family day.
No, they're open. Last year I got some really good stuff there. Last year I got those Austin Powers cards. I got those $4 blaster boxes from Star Wars Clone Wars. I bought some holiday boxes. I got some composite. There was good stuff. Some Garbage Pail Kids. So hopefully they'll have some fun stuff to put out. I forgot to mention Jeff today. Jeff is their buyer there. Because I was going to say, hey, are you putting some fresh boxes together for Friday? Because I want to dig too. So
yeah,
we'll see what they come up with. But anyway, enough of that. Back to our little show here. So January 4th, that's a Sunday, of course, from 9 to 2. Charlie and I will be doing a live show from the stage. We've got BB Sports Breaks, of course, doing a break on the stage. We don't know what the break is going to be yet. I just talked to Benji, I don't know, 2 days ago or whatever the heck that was. And he said he's definitely in. They've got their tables secured for their, regular business they do there. And then they'll be doing at least a break or two up on the stage with us. So that's always fun. I really enjoy the breaks. I think that's a fun added piece. And I got some good stuff out of the last one, out of that Topps Chrome Disney. So I'm looking forward to see what they're going to be bringing.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't know what the menu is, so you might as well not ask. We don't know until we get there that day. But it's always good. Whatever it is, it's good.
Right.
Very affordable and tasty. So we've been working with them, strengthening that relationship there at that location, and so we'll be back at Riverside Ballroom again. And we look forward to seeing you all there. Now, the big key to this is we're pretty far out for this to happen, but we've only got 9 tables left.
Right.
So if you need a table, you got to hit us up soon. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you noticed this, but in our email, show email, we got a couple of table inquiries this afternoon too. So I don't know if any of that has panned out yet. So there might be a fewer. Wait, how's that go? There might be fewer tables than that after this evening. So we'll see how many we have come the end of the week. Of course, we have the Facebook page. We'll update that with any table news if we're sold out, things like that. So be sure to look there. And we have some awesome continuous GOAT AI photo posts on that page. We have a lot of fun with that. So subscribe to the Facebook page. Even if you're not going to come to the card show, it's fun. There's good stuff on there. If you are looking to come and you're from out of town and you need some help with some accommodations, where to go, that kind of thing, please reach out to us. What?
Go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where to go.
Right. So hit us up. We'll help you find some places to go. Maybe we'll hang out and show you around town a little bit. It'll be a good time. I don't believe there's a Packer game that weekend. I didn't think to check that before I got on here today because inevitably somebody asks, and I can't remember. Not that isn't.
I know we looked at the schedule when we booked the date and did our best not to conflict with any Packer activities.
Yeah, especially like home games. I mean, if you're booking your show on Sundays, there's going to be football at some point when you're doing it. But we try to stay away as much as possible. Try to pick a day where it's a later game, things like that.
Right.
So that's it for the card show news. Side note on GOAT stuff, there's a GOAT movie coming out.
There is.
Isn't that crazy? It's about this kid who wants to be a basketball player, right? And kid, I say kid, it's pun intended.
I keyed.
Yeah, because he's a young goat person. Goat. I don't know. They talk. So are they people? I don't know. He's a goat. Wants to play basketball. He's no good, and then he works on his game and shows him he's good. And I don't know. However the story goes from there, but. I looked that up. I think it's Sony Pictures is putting that one together. It is going to be a theatrical release, I believe, in February. If I saw that correctly.
Could be.
So I can pull it up too. Where's my pointer? Oh, there it is.
There is also one thing we didn't talk about for the GOAT show, and that is what
I missed.
The Find a Goat show. We didn't.
Oh yeah, of course. We play a game called Find a Goat.
What is that? What did I do?
The OBS. Yeah, the OBS Find a. That's a find a live show. I've used OBS quite a bit too, and that always creeps me out every time I look at it. It's like one of those weird videos.
I'm not even using that right now. I was just trying to pull up a share screen. Oh, I think I know why. I hit the wrong button when I selected it. Here we go. Boom, boom. That should
There
be
it
better.
is.
There we go.
That's the one. Yeah, the Find a Goat game. So we play Find a Goat. So we have a dozen or so goats with little numbers on their bellies. We hand them to random dealers, so it's not going to be the same place every time. So you're going to actually have to search. And if you find one of these little goats, the dealer will give it to you. You bring it up to the front table, our check-in desk, and they will hand you goat bucks. If you find one of the plain little white goats, like Charlie was showing earlier, you get $5 in goat bucks to spend at any dealer table at the show. And if you find the golden goat, you get $20. So
Goldie.
Worth your search efforts for sure. We have a lot of people who come and play and they enjoy that. As a matter of fact, I was at my sister's. We had a surprise birthday party for my sister this past week, and one of the ladies she works with was there, and she's telling me that, oh, my husband and my son, they go to your show every time and they love it and they find the goats and you know, they really enjoy themselves and they'll be at the next one. So that stuff's fun to hear, you know, because we can talk about it all day long and people show up and all that, but without the feedback, it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really keep it going. So
right.
We appreciate that. Post on the Facebook page, you know, if you want, hey, we're excited, we're going to come looking for the goats, you know, whatever flips your bippy at a card show. And we're happy to try to share that information and get others excited about it as well. And I love doing the live show from there. It's a morning show, which is more my speed. And we get to do some pickups and talk about that and share the stage with our breaker buddies. So it's a great time. January 4th, Riverside Ballroom, historic Riverside Ballroom in Green Bay, Wisconsin. All right. So we got the goat stuff out of the way.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Do we want to get to some chat or do we want to start covering some topics? Probably start covering topics, eh?
Well, I do see Let's Go Sports Cards PNW would like to cash in their points.
Your 1,000 points are now 100,000 points and they still don't have any value, just so you know.
Yeah, we should jump into some topics here tonight.
Okay. So actually, I'll let you take the reins then, and you can start kicking it off because you did a lot of the work on this one. So Charlie's going to bring us up to speed here. Yeah, more than I did.
Well,
I was driving around in the stupid snow today instead.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looked like a snow globe for a while. Actually, earliest part of the day, big news in our house is Stranger Things releases tonight, at least the first half of it. Yep. And as the snow started just intermittently falling, I texted my son and I'm like, look outside. It's the upside down.
The upside down. Yeah, because it kind of looked like ash. You're right.
It did.
And they hit the ground and it was just wet. So it was like, it was like raining ash.
Yeah. But eventually it turned over to full snow before the day was over. Yes.
It sure did. So yeah, that was fun. Got to get that first snowfall in at some point, right? So
yeah.
We can say we did it.
So we got a couple of things that we had prepared for you tonight and wanted to talk about, and they pretty much revolve around Whatnot Live selling. You can't go anywhere these days without talking about Whatnot Live selling. It's all the rage. eBay Live, Whatnot Live. Live selling is where it's at, right? So we're not giving up eBay. We are not giving up eBay, that's for sure. But we are getting our feet wet and Whatnot a little bit, like many others and many of you. So we wanted to focus a few topics on Whatnot Live selling tonight because it's been a big topic in the Discord the last month or so as well. The live selling channel has been hopping every single day. We see that communication going on back and forth. So we thought that was a good topic for the night. So a couple of things we want to talk about, Adam. I don't know which one you want to start on, but I know you had mentioned talking about realized sale expectations versus buy it now comps. And then I also put together a little game for us tonight. Kind of a riff off of the old hobby or no, but not exactly hobby or no. Pretty much everything I show you tonight's probably going to have hobby, but we're going to have a little guess the comps game for you tonight.
Yeah. Before we go too much further, I just want to mention one thing. On Friday, if you are registered to sell on Whatnot Live, you can sell on. Well, actually, your fixed listings also qualify. You can sell on Whatnot on Friday for 0 commission. So if you're thinking of
0.
trying one out, or you're a regular on Whatnot, take advantage of that, because free commission is always a good deal. So anything you sell, you're going to get to keep all of it.
Yep.
It's pretty rare occurrence in what we do. So go ahead, try to build some shows, get something ready for Friday, and take advantage of that Black Friday.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Is I am building up towards my inaugural Whatnot live show. Right now, I'm kind of at a tipping point on a go no go decision for Friday. Obviously, if I'm making that decision now, I haven't promoted it at all yet, which is not ideal, but it's kind of tough to pass up that 0 commission deal on Friday. And it's the busiest day of the year on Whatnot, so there'll be so many more buyers out there that
More sellers too, though.
sellers as well. So that normally I probably wouldn't recommend going live on a crazy day like that, but there's just so much more opportunity compared to going live on your first time on any other time, and then having to really hope to build up that audience that first time. You should have a better chance to get just the casual viewers going in and out on Friday, much more so than any other day of the year. So I've been working through the technology a little bit. I did a few trial runs. Whatnot has a great rehearsal mode, which kind of gets you the basics there pretty quick and shows you what your feed would look like as you're streaming. Then I scheduled a private show, and our friend Dan helped me out and joined in, and was able to see it from a buyer's perspective and give me some tips on what was working, what wasn't. So now I just got to see if I get enough time to get a collection of cards together to feed through there and get set up for an hour to 90-minute show. And if things go okay tomorrow, I might be able to do that. I do have to work for the man on Friday, so I won't be home all day to set anything up. So tomorrow will be the day that I really have to make that decision on, do I have everything I need to go live on Friday?
And that's that to me has been an argument with lots of people who are big, live seller promoter types. Oh, it's so much easier, it's quicker, you don't have to list things. Well, that's not really true. I mean, look at how much you're going through just to set up a show. Granted, it's your first one, so you're spending a little bit more on it.
Right.
And I know some people do shows on the fly, but that's not necessarily the best way to do something either.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I'm setting up a couple shows for Friday. I already have a NFL quarterbacks show that I put together. Started pulling some cards. I'm not using cards that aren't listed. I'm using cards that are listed already on Whatnot. I'm just shifting them to adding them to a show, which I really love that feature. That makes that a lot more viable for me. I've done a few live shows. It was okay. They went okay. It's definitely a way to move some stuff quicker. But I think as we'll see here in a minute, the realized money is generally not as good as, if you can set a price yourself, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the general expectation, if I guess it goes both ways. Your lower end cards, a lot of times you might get a little bit more, because a buyer's going off a gut feel and their desire for that product versus having time to make a knowledgeable research decision on comps, right? You're doing sudden death auctions, you get 10 to 15 seconds. Hey, I really like the way that card looks. I think I should be able to turn a profit on that, no problem. Or if it's a true collector, I know I need that card, right?
Mhm.
Versus on eBay, you can look around a little bit and, buy it now listings. You can do some research and say what's really the best price for that. Now, the flip side, I think for some higher end cards, if you've got a good group in your stream, I think you can get that bidding action going on those really desirable cards and maybe get a little bit more there too. But just as often, you're not going to get what you were trying to get in your marketplace.
Yeah, the biggest difficulty is you gotta get the right customer in there at the right time, during your show,
Right.
uh,
Right.
with the pockets to and willingness to buy, and that's not quite as easy as, like, somebody can do it on their own time when they're ready.
Right. Especially when
So
you're starting out. If you're struggling to
right.
get an audience and you only have 2 or 3 people in there, it's gonna be tough to drive up those bids, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You might only have one person bidding. What are you gonna do? Shut down your live sale? You know?
Right.
And you're not gonna keep followers that way.
The other thing I've seen a lot of people talking about is they don't keep track of what they're doing during their show, and they just go back to the replay videos to figure
Yeah.
out what they have to ship to people,
Okay.
and, that terrifies me. I don't think I could operate that way. First of all, that's
Yeah.
very time consuming because you have to go look at all those clips and find out who won and then go back to the orders and then fill the orders with the cards and, um, all these things that are supposedly cutting down the time from selling static, kinda aren't. Like, you're still spending you're spending the same amount of time, but you're just doing it differently in a different way.
Yeah, I can't it's tough for me to share an opinion on that having not done a live sale yet.
Yeah.
A show. But that is part of the intimidating part, I think, when you're setting up to do your first one is how am I going to organize everything?
Mhm.
So some people do the stickers on top loaders and keep things
Mhm.
sorted that way. I do kind of like the taking inventory from your marketplace, your buy it now marketplace, because then it's perfectly aligned. You have all the details of each card. But by and large, most of the shows I watch, it seems they do the generic listings of
Mhm.
just number one, number two, all the way through to 100. And they grab whatever card they want. And then they got to make sure they reconcile that at the end.
Right. So I think that saves you time up front, but it costs you more time on the back end. So you just have
Mm-hmm.
to decide where you want to invest that time. I like to have, the picture of the card on the screen, the correct title, things like that. Um, yeah, you show the card and stuff, but I still think it's nice to be able to see what it is. Plus, if you set up your shows ahead of time and you put that stuff in there, people can pre-bid. They can, before the show starts. They can make you offers on it. If you, have that option included in the listing. So if you're just doing like random, card number one, card number two, card number three type stuff, you're not really going to get that because nobody's going to know what the cards are. The other thing is if people look at your scheduled show ahead of time, they can see what cards you're going to be selling
Mm-hmm.
versus card number one, card number two, not card number three. So even if they don't want to pre-bid, it might, tell them, oh, these are all cards I like. I'm gonna say I'm going to the show or whatever it is. I don't want to say subscribe to the show, but you know what I mean.
Follow. Yeah.
Set the reminder for the show so that they can be in on it because you have cards that they're going to be interested in.
Yeah. So
So
I'm kind of torn on which way I want to go. My initial practice runs, I pulled inventory from my marketplace. They make it really easy to just send it over there. And then, like you said, I just hit the next button. I select what I want to bring up, and it gives all the details and a little picture of the card at the bottom. And then I can just switch out my card on the feed in the primary feed. Um, so that is pretty slick. Um, I honestly, I don't know what the drawbacks are to that, other than I do have to spend a little time going through my inventory and saying, okay, I want to send this one, I want to send
Yep,
that
you got to
one.
pull the cards. Yeah, because you have to put them
But
on
aren't you doing
camera,
the
so you need
same
the card.
thing going through a monster box or something of your back stock, saying, okay,
But that,
where's the ones I want to put in a stack?
that's my whole point. Like anything you do to list a static way is it's gonna still take you that time to list it at, to sell something in a live way because
Yeah,
there's certain actions with a physical item that you have to do no matter which way you're going about it. The big
yeah,
advantage to the live selling is not time saving, it is the quicker volume.
hmm,
That's the big advantage. If you got a bunch of stuff, even if they're $10 cards and you don't care if they sell for $2 and you want to sell them all at one time, that's your platform,
yeah,
for that. However, I would also argue if you have $10 cards and you're willing to get rid of them at $2, you could change your fixed price listing to $2 and somebody would probably grab it.
true.
It wouldn't be in a live show, but they would go in and, make that purchase. So
Back to
yeah,
your original point, though, where we started this conversation, we hear a lot about cards going way above comps, especially on the low end. But everything I've looked at, the shows I've watched, people I've listened to talk about it, one thing is consistent in every message I've heard, and that is, like any auction, you have to be willing to lose on some cards.
mhm. Yeah, for sure. I think instead of like an average return where when you're setting the price, you're getting whatever you get.
Yeah.
um, so you don't want to watch what your starting prices are and what cards you're mixing in and things like that. Um,
Mhm.
and sometimes I look at the results of these shows. Oh, I was on for an hour and I sold this many cards for this much money, and I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't tell the full story either. Like, what did you pay for those cards? And
Mhm.
things like that. Um, that stuff matters, that just like if I say, "Hey, I sold this card on eBay for this much," well, that's great, but what did you pay for it?
Yeah.
So I think we need a little bit more transparency on some of those shows, on what they're actually, okay, well, I sold $800 worth of cards in an hour. My cost on those was 700 and, I had this much in fees or whatever. Okay, so you made $120. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you got something to go on, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, if you made $120 profit in an hour, that's pretty decent money, you know.
Yeah.
But you can't say, "Oh, I make $120 an hour" either, because that might be the only show you do that day, you
Yeah.
know. So you'd have to work, every hour in order to get that versus the static selling. You can sell a card at any time,
Yeah.
continuously. But I think that's the thing that I find the biggest challenge is just being like, at this time, I'm going to be available to do this show and I'm going to sit here and do it
Yes.
versus the, buy it now sales. I just handle that business whenever the hours are convenient for me to do it.
Right. It's
Um,
funny you say that because the biggest trepidation I probably have about going live on Friday is once I do it, I need to commit. If I really want
mhm,
to build a following, I need to pick a time every week that I'm going to, have a recurring show and start building a following. And that's a big decision to make, right? Like if I
yeah,
do a show on Black Friday and then don't do another one for 3 months, what is that going to get me? I'll
yeah.
basically be starting over again.
And one of the reasons I want to, well, there's a few, lots of reasons, I guess, why I want to get back into it too, is I have more presence on Whatnot now because I have 70 some thousand listings in my store on there.
Hmm.
I've been getting consistent followers, since moving inventory over there. So I have more followers as well that way. And I got a lot of stuff that I haven't listed yet. So I would love to take some stuff that is listed and move it quicker. But I find like the stuff I want to pull to put on the live show, I feel like is stuff that's more liquid. And then I'm like, well,
Yeah.
then why don't I just list it?
I've
and
had
sell it
that
for
thought too. I was like, why am I going to pull my most liquid stuff off of my marketplace just to sell it faster? I,
and
I
cheaper.
guess it's just priorities at the moment, right?
Yeah,
Like, if I just want
yeah,
to move inventory, then live selling is a great way to do it.
mhm.
But if I don't have any reason to rush, maybe it's not the best way to go. Now, there's some other things to think about. The rush of live selling and having your channel. I mean, I would imagine that once I do it, I'm gonna feel a draw to do it more.
I
Um,
felt the opposite.
really?
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, that's done. It was more like a task than anything. I didn't enjoy it a whole lot, which makes it
Yeah,
harder to keep going back to. And I'm not gonna say like I didn't have parts of it that were fun. And especially when you do your first couple shows, because your friends will show up, and our Discord people, we're all great about supporting each other. I'll be at your first show, but will I be at your 13th show? Probably not.
right, right.
So, does that really get you, any sustainability, um, having one successful show? But
Yeah,
yeah, but you're right. I've heard that from others that are like, "Oh my god, I get to go live and it's so
the rush.
exciting and I'm a used car salesman and all that kind of stuff." And maybe it's because I worked sales most of my life where I'm like, I really don't want to pick up this card and describe to you how shiny it is for 22 seconds and then, you know, run it and then it sells and, oh, thank you so much. Oh, first time buyer, look, here's your givey. Um, it's just that energy is not mine anymore. And
Yeah,
I don't want to fake my way through it either.
sure, sure.
So it's a little
No,
bit different. When I list on eBay, I throw a stack in the scanner, goes on eBay. When somebody buys it, I sit in my underwear and I pull the cards and I ship them out.
now I will say there's a lot of different styles out there and successful shows with a lot lower energy than what you're talking about, right?
True. Yeah, that's true.
Um, so it's no different than our marketplace selling on eBay. We always say we just have to find the right buyers,
Right.
right? And whatnot live selling is no different. You just have to find the right group that likes your vibe, right? Um,
Yeah.
now you were talking about we were talking about how we get our inventory into whatnot before, and one thing I just wanted to advise you on is I know you're not a big fan of the givvies, right?
Mhm.
But it's pretty much expected on whatnot, I think. um
I don't have, no, you're getting it wrong. I don't have a problem with giving away cards. Like, I'm
yeah,
totally cool with that. I don't like, I don't like the lingo and
okay,
the
you
way
just
it's
want to call it something
presented.
different.
Yeah, like giveaway or free. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't like givey. I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So,
that's not my real point though. My real point is when you bring in inventory from your marketplace, I think you're going to want to create a couple listings as well,
mhm,
um, for random callouts in your show,
sure,
or maybe you want to randomly lot some things together every once in a while.
sure.
I would create a couple just generic listings, even though you're importing your buy it now stuff, to randomly spice in there for some wild cards or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I mean, everybody likes giveaways. It'll keep people coming back to your show.
Yeah,
Um, I get it. I understand that part. I'm not new to like selling stuff.
yeah,
Even live. I've sold plenty of things live. Hell, I've sold stuff to you live.
yeah,
Um, Banking products. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know that that's what I don't know that that's what I want to do. That's the
yeah.
hardest part. Is you have to
That's fair.
find like that's just like people are like, "You listed 70,000 cards that are $2." I would never do that. Like, "Okay,
Right.
well, I get that." I only sell cards if they're 1,000 or more. Well, that's fine. That's so I think we don't have to feel pressured into any there's people who sell live and dumped all their fixed inventory. They just wanna do the
Yeah.
live shows. So that that's a that's a path you can take too.
Yep.
As long as you're successful, right? It doesn't really matter how you do it.
Yeah, I think that's a great point you're kind of leading into, is that the most important thing is you have to know you, right?
Mhm.
What do you get energized by? What do you enjoy? What do you want to do that makes it not feel like work, right? And that's why I do a lot of this. I talked about it in my podcast this week of 8 things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful I get to make some earnings off of something I don't consider work, that I just enjoy doing,
Yeah.
right?
I did listen to your podcast, and I do have to tell you I'm pretty disappointed I was not one of the 8, that you were thankful for, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm happy to be in the background. It's no problem.
All right. Okay. All right. Apologize for
No,
that oversight there.
but I think that's just it. I think you're right. I think one thing that's cool right now about what we do is there's a lot of different ways to do it. I was talking to somebody earlier today. They were asking me about how I transfer my inventory from eBay to whatnot and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they're a big Fanatics Live seller, and they love
Okay.
Fanatics Live. And I'm like, well, you know what? I haven't even looked at that yet. Maybe that's that has a different format without
Sure.
Givey. Um, that would
Just
make
make
sense for
sure
me.
it's a
So
sick card, bro.
yeah, sick car. Oh my god, I can't. Oh. It's so painful going to those conventions now because there's so many of those sick card bro guys,
Yeah.
on stage, and yeah, I can't. Um, yeah, maybe the Fanatics Live crowd is a little different. I don't know. Um, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Right now, my sales are very strong with my fixed listings, and that includes
Yeah.
on Whatnot and Collects. And I started building a Shopify store, so I'm going to go out, independent and run my own, e-commerce store that way because I've done that in the past. I run one currently on
Yeah.
Shopify for other items, and that I've been successful with that. That you
Mhm.
have to kind of dig into a little bit more yourself because you got to do some of your own advertising and things like that. But like I said, I've been doing that, so that might just be the path that I'd rather take. And then I don't have to commit to certain time slots of being on a camera,
Right. Right.
which I don't know that I want to do that. My ideal time, and you probably saw me in the Discord, it would be like 4 a.m. And I'm like, hey, what does anybody think about 4 a.m. show? And of course, you had to shoot me down right away because you're Charlie. 8 things he's thankful for, and then beat me up later, 10 minutes later. But um,
Hey,
no,
I
but
said go for it.
yeah, of course you did. Um, no, but I think the challenge that I find in this is okay. Well, it's kind of like when you used to run eBay auctions, right? Well, you have to have them end on Sunday night, right? Those get the
Yeah.
most bids.
Yeah.
Well, now you have everybody ending their auctions on Sunday night. Like now you're just white noise. Like I feel like Whatnot is so big now. There's so many sellers on there, and now you have other live selling, right? You have Fanatics, you have eBay, you got all this other stuff. Um, how do you make it stand out? And I feel like those sneaky time slots. Think about like when I was in college, they always had these like infomercials, right, at like 2 a.m. You know, um,
Yeah.
business in a box type stuff. Buy or invest in this, and we'll show you how to get real estate cheap, and those kinds of things.
Yep. Hmm.
And I was thinking about that, and I was like, they must have sold stuff at that hour, or why would they do it? I'm sure the ad space was cheaper for them then too, but it's like there's a crowd that shops at that hour. Maybe that's like
There
you
is.
do you're like the midnight seller kind of thing, um because that'd be a great time slot for me. It's quiet. I'm the only one up. I can get all my stuff ready the day before. I'll be up and fresh and do my show and have all day to ship the stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So just trying to find the right play, to do it. And I know people with bigger followings, they're just like, I got some stuff laying around. I'll do a show in like 10 minutes, and they just like launch a show and show items and ship them out. Which
Yeah.
that would be a really nice option to have at times. I agree with that. So Yeah, if I enjoy it, that might be something that I build towards. We'll see.
So, I do absolutely believe that there is a market. You know, we were talking about your 4 a.m. show. There is a market there. I just personally think that market is smaller than you'll
Mhm.
get like a late night show.
Sure.
You know, I think if you did something at midnight, you would have more eyes than 4 a.m.
Yeah, but I think there's more shows too.
There are.
Yeah.
I think more eyes is more important though.
As long as they're on your show.
I I don't see we've talked about that a lot too in the Discord, number of shows going on. I just honestly that does not bother me. I think that is what that market is. There's always going to be a ton of shows. You're talking the difference between 1 million sellers and 900,000 sellers, you know? Um does it is it really going to make a difference that there's more sellers during the prime hours? I don't think it does if you've got something to grab people.
I think that's part of the challenge, right? How do you tell people that your show is going to be better and they should come to your show?
Yeah.
You know,
Um
especially if you're just loading your show with card number 1, card number 2, card number
yeah.
3.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
because
will
I've seen people like, well, you need to promote your show and this and that, and then I'll go to shows that are set up ahead of time, and that's what they all look like.
yeah.
You know, it just says like, 100 cards at $1 starts, and then it just has all the cards listed as 1 through 100. There's no information. I'm like, well, why would I want to be in this show? I don't even know what you're selling. It's weird to me. That part is weird. But
Yeah,
but the fact that I can add it in directly from my inventory now, that does make me a lot more interested in doing something regularly.
yeah, you know, I've been doing a lot more surfing shows lately, just kind of using it like research, right?
Sure.
And I think about what are the things that I'm looking at when I decide to enter into a show. One, I'm looking at the number of viewers already in there. I'm looking at the type of products and the type of auctions they're doing. And then there's a little piece that I look at what's the image, what's their branding, right? Does it look like it's someone that's been doing this for a while, or does it look like someone that's just slapping shit together and doing whatever, right? Um, I don't. I think those are the things that it would. If I couldn't sleep and I was up at 4 a.m., those are the same things I would look for if I was browsing at 8 p.m., the prime
Sure.
time.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's still, you're not selling me on the more eyes things as a detriment. I just feel like the nature of Whatnot's marketplace, and not just Whatnot, eBay Live, Fanatics Live, whatever it is, it's built a browsing culture. And it's like running water through all the live shows.
Mhm.
People, you're going to have your followers that are there for the duration, but you're going to have a huge portion of your viewers that come in for 5 minutes and go to the next show, whether they like the cards coming up or not, so
Yeah, and that's to me, like, I don't know. That's an odd like shopper profile that is not me at all. Like I would never shop that way. I would go to a
yeah.
show and I would stay in the show, or I don't know. It's interesting.
But think of how many shows you've looked at and you're like, yeah, this isn't for me. Like like
But
I
that's why I would like to find a show where I knew what the hell was in it before I got there.
but how many do you go in before you find that one? That's what I'm saying. People
Uh,
fish.
oh,
You're
too many.
fishing,
That's
you
what I
know?
don't like. That's what I
Yeah.
don't want to fish. I want to go, "Oh, that's a show that sells like, cards that I like to buy." No,
Yeah.
I don't really shop on there anyway because I'm mainly just a reseller. My
Yeah.
PC stuff, I know what I want, and it's not going to be in a Whatnot show anyway, likely. So I just go search for what I want. Um, but yeah, just like doing the research on there as a seller or reseller, right? Looking for opportunities to buy lots and resell, something like that. Um, but yeah, it's very disorganized. If you're trying to
It
find something
is.
specific.
It is. And I just think it's designed for short attention spans. All live selling is designed for short
Yeah.
attention spans. So I'm just not worried about the volume of sellers because I think there's just always going to be a steady
Well,
stream of people giving it another try. Give another show a
yeah,
try, right?
yeah. I mean, do your first show, see how it goes. And
Yeah.
give us your review when you come back.
Yeah. Let's Go Sports Card says you don't have to have that energy at all, Adam. He's a low energy and just hang with the cards. He's received feedback that people appreciate that rather than the screamers, which reminds me, just last night I was in a show with a screamer and I had to turn it off at one point because
Yeah.
every 30 seconds, let's go, chat. And it's just too much for me. You would have died. I don't think you could have handled it.
Yeah, I don't. I personally don't like to shop on Whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not my environment. When I want to buy something, I'm looking for something not necessarily specific, but or at least where I can really narrow it down to
Yeah.
the things I'm looking for. I don't want to go into a show, sit there for an hour, and there isn't a goddamn thing in there I want to buy. Like that's a waste of time to me.
Yeah.
I'd even rather pay a little bit more and just go to eBay and be like, okay, I need this card for my collection. Type it in, find the one that I find at the best price, make an offer, whatever, buy it, and I'm done. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
more traditional shopping style. So I think I probably have some bias as a seller because I don't like it as a buyer.
Right.
You know,
I'm similar. Like for what we do with our marketplace products, I don't shop very often at all on Whatnot. What I do find interesting is the hangout spot in a show. I do sometimes find myself turning it on and just listening to a show while I'm doing other things. Like I don't buy anything all night. I just hang out and see what they got and hear a little bit about some of the cards. And sometimes there's some funny crap going on that gets a good chuckle out of me. And I think we've mentioned that before, that one of the appeals of live selling is just that hangout feel.
yeah, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I get there's definitely people that love it, and the reason we're even having this conversation is because it's successful and it's part of something you definitely have to look at in this if you're going to be in this business. I might stick to more like the special days events type sales. That's kind of what I've been thinking. When I got the email about 0% commission, I'm like, well, I'd be an idiot not to do a show on Friday. And then I'm thinking, why don't I just do my live shows on like really good shopping days instead of like
Mm-hmm.
every Tuesday I do a thing, and now I'm like pot committed to this thing. I've already got this show I do on Wednesday nights, and I've got other things that I have scheduled in my personal life, on a regular basis that like I was thinking for you for like, oh, we'll do Friday night shows. Well, you coach football. You can't do Friday nights all year,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
if you're going to continue to do the football anyway. Um, oh, I can do Thursday nights, every week. I never have anything on Thursdays. And then all of a sudden, like my daughter signs up for dance and she needs
Right.
somebody to pick her up.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's, probably for somebody who can really schedule, oh, excuse me, a time slot that's, or if you can pull it off and do day shows and get enough sales out of day shows.
Yeah, I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of sellers that do this full time, and
Right.
that scheduling isn't that much of a problem.
Well, and most of the bigger ones, they don't do any of the shows themselves. They hire people and
Yeah,
they just do the live show. So you just pay them for 8 hours of sitting in front of a camera. And,
yeah, sure.
that's probably the best way to do it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, But I did have a purchase come in today. I got something kind of cool. Can I show everybody?
Sure. What'd you
Okay,
get?
hold on. I gotta grab it. Hold on.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So which box is it in? We gotta sort through a couple
I
things.
should have had this already, but I forgot. I got excited, so I like put it in my little display and stuff already. Okay, hold on. No, just to preface this, I did not buy it on Whatnot
Okay.
because it was something specific I was looking for. Didn't even think I would find it, but I did, so I purchased it. So a couple weeks ago, me and the wife and my kid and one of her friends, we went up to Sturgeon Bay just to do some shopping and eat at Al Johnson's, who ironically has goats on the roof because they have a grass roof. Anyway, it's one of our places we love to stop, the confectionery, all that kind of thing. But we went into this little like I want to call it an antique shop, but it was more like commission, and they like people could sell whatever they wanted in there. It's more like flea market style, if you want to
Yeah.
call it that. And one of the things she had in a curio cabinet there was this pair of Adidas high top sneakers, but they were tiny. They were like, yay big.
Yeah.
And turns out they were like sales samples that they sent to stores like when Adidas first started to try to get these, shoe stores to order sneakers because sneakers were a
Yeah.
new thing, right? I just thought they were so cool, and they weren't that expensive. But I passed on them because it's basketball shoes, right? I don't care about basketball.
Yeah.
Well, my wife did find something, and we went up there to buy them. And she goes, "Oh yeah," and I had like a golf spike and a soccer shoe, and I'm like, "Soccer shoe? Like I gotta have that." So anyway, that was my mission. So I found one and I purchased it. So this is a sales sample of a Copa Mundial Adidas shoe. Yeah, I mean you can see it's all.
That is pretty
So
cool.
he thought it was like doll shoes at first, and they're like, no. And I did some research into it, and yeah, they had these different samples that they sent to shoe stores. So unfortunately, what they call a trifoil is the name of the Adidas logo. It's got the three leaves,
Yep. Yep.
3-part leaf to it. Is missing on the back. That had gotten rubbed off, but I kind of like that it's a little bit worn and abused. It looks more. And I was like, man, that's a great display piece. By like my Messi 101 card. By the way, I
Yeah.
pulled a Messi 101 card this summer. I don't know if you knew that. You
I
want to
may
see
have
that
heard
too?
about that.
You want to see that too? So anyway, so the reason I wanted to show this, first of all, it was really cool, and I was happy about it. The other thing is, this was something that I wanted to get, right? Because I knew it existed, and I had to go find it. How the hell do I find this on Whatnot?
That would be the whatnot category.
Right. Yeah, the Beyond category, right? Bed
Yeah.
Bath and Beyond. It's in the Beyond section.
Well,
So
there's actually a whatnot category. Like you have all the other stuff, and then there's one that just says whatnot.
And then you just like wander through like 25 shows hoping somebody's got a
It's crazy,
Adidas
yeah.
sample Copa Mundial. I guess I just don't shop that way. I don't know. I don't casually browse. I
Yeah.
go buy what I want to buy. I get the hangout part more now than I did because it's not really in my personality to do that. If I want to hang out, I'll call some buddies and we'll hang out.
Yeah.
But I do see that a lot of people do want that. I think there's just a lot of loneliness in the world. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people just at their computers and they're just looking for, like-minded individuals where they can, have a place to be with other people, right? And be with
Right.
others of their kind. Don't necessarily know that translates into sales. So on the seller side, I don't know how big a piece that is, how important that piece is. As long as they're hanging
Yeah.
out and they're buying, that's good. But I see more value in that now than I had before.
You're
Um,
growing at them.
Well, I mean, if it kind of turns into a social media angle, I'm not that interested because I think
Yeah.
social media is kind of has a lot of negative sides to it. But I don't know. Look at this thing. I got it like displayed on my little roll of tape. How cool does
That
that
is
thing
pretty
look?
cool. Yeah.
It's freaking dope. So yeah,
Hey.
I'm excited about that. It's going
I
right
like
next to my daughter's playing card because I had a card of her soccer efforts
Yeah.
made, this year, and then my Messi 101, and then my original. And my daughter wears Copas, by the way, because it is the best soccer shoe ever made. She wears Copa Mundials, which I did too, as a young player. So really fit the mold for us. But
Yeah.
something this specific, that's the thing. You want something this specific, it's live selling is going to be really difficult to
That is
have
true.
find that, locate that for you.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you're looking for a hangout, I think that's the thing. If you're looking for a hangout, if you're like, I just like cards and I want to see what they have, I'll jump in and maybe I'll throw a bid on something.
Yeah.
Great. People overpaying for stuff, I don't get that. That makes no sense to me. But I guess if
Yeah.
you don't know the value of it, I suppose that's the easiest way to explain it. Like they're buying something they don't really know what the value of it is, but I don't know if I really like that part as a seller. I don't want to overcharge my customers either.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a morality clause in there somewhere where that doesn't really fit what I would want to do with. I don't really see a lot of Whatnot people as businesses. They're just like, you know, oh, and get this, and then oh, and get this, and then oh, and get like they're not really. They're just trying to sling stuff as fast as they can. They're like, it's like these kids at card shows, right? They come up to you and they're like, are you buying? Here, I got this, this, and this. Okay, no. They go to the next table. Here, you're buying. You want this, this, and that. Like they don't. There's no connection to anything. There's no real. It's just how fast can I get a $10 bill out of something?
Yeah.
And I can respect that. I mean, I can respect the hustle. I don't know if that's me. I just
Yeah.
can't get past that part. That like, oh, this is exactly who I am and what I want to do. When it came to selling cards on eBay, I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I want to do, and I can do the volume and I can do the scanning, and those pieces all made sense. I'm really interested to see how the Shopify thing goes. Now that we have the total copy over for that, I think that's going to be a big angle for me in the next growth mode, and very affordable. It's $29 a month. That's it. And you can list as many items as you want.
Yeah. There you go. I also got some new stuff in this week just for fun. One thing just for fun, one thing I did get to flip, but another collects purchase where I ended up a little disappointed in the end. It's just not. I've not had good luck buying things on collects, and we've talked about why I think that is. I think I have one of them right behind me. Yeah. Just I don't think there's that cultivating of sellers on collects that you see in some other marketplaces. But the one thing I don't have anymore was a Messi insert. I can't think of the name of the insert right now, but it was nice. In good condition. It was going for like $20, and I got it for like $10. Then I got it home and I took it out, and I find a few little surface indentations on it. And I was like, son of a gun. So I sold it for half price right away, like within 24 hours. But so that was a little bit of a fail. But this is what I got from my PC, because
That's
I
nice.
like the movie The Sandlot, and I like to pick up some cards from The Sandlot. So I was just really impressed with this, Sweet Spot swatches, and it was like the rawhide of the baseball, which the listing said, hey, just so you know, this is not a real baseball. Now, my mind went to, well, yeah, I get it. It's probably a manufactured piece of something. It's not like a prop from the movie or anything. I actually still thought I was getting like a manufactured relic type thing, but it is just a picture card. In fact, it's a custom card.
Nice. So you got scammed.
Well, I mean, I didn't pay much for it, but it was for my PC because I just enjoy having some Sandlot cards. One of the first shows I went to you with, I bought that Super Glow Sandlot card of one of the boys, and I still got it up here. I see Smalls up there. I see Squints Palladorus up there. So this will fit in nicely with that. But there's always that moment when you get something that wasn't quite what you expected, and you're like, ah.
They got me.
But
Hey,
you know,
Bruce. I know you guys keep saying that. Who is
yeah.
she?
I don't feel so bad when I'm spending my collects credit every month. So
Right, same.
yeah,
I spend all my collects credit on Kobe Bryant cards, and that has
nice.
worked out very, very well for me because I basically it's like cashing out because as soon as I list them, they sell,
Yeah,
and they help sell other cards as well, and I can generally make some money off of them. Besides, I'm not
yeah,
necessarily going for like the steals and deals type stuff because finding Kobe stuff that way is pretty tough anyway.
yeah.
Um, I might get a card for $5 and sell for 10, which is fine
Mhm,
considering it was
mhm.
free money. So, uh, yeah. But I struggle sometimes to spend my credits. You know, I'll go to
Yeah,
like, well, this is a cool card. I'd buy that, and I click on it. Well, the seller doesn't have an address listed, so I can't sell it. And then it's like there's so many junk accounts on there
there.
that you can't
Yeah.
do any business with. I've had a couple where I placed the order and like didn't hear anything for like 5 days. So
Oh,
I
geez.
messaged the seller and I'm like, "Are you going to ship this thing?" Never hear anything back. So then I file for a refund. Of course, I get the refund, but it's just like it's annoying.
Yeah,
Um, so I don't know if people just listed stuff on there a long time ago and ghosted it now or sold it somewhere else.
yeah,
Who knows? But
yeah.
uh, yeah, it's not a great marketplace at all. I do get some sales on there. Commissions are low, obviously, so that's good,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easy to list because it's just right through CDP, but not a ton. Whatnot does much better for me than Collects does.
Yeah, I find it difficult to shop on there as well. In fact, there were points of 3 different days when I set time aside and I was like, I need to find something for my collects credit. And it took me 3 days to really find
Yeah.
something that made sense, right? So, yeah,
Yeah, it
just
shouldn't be that hard to spend $10.
it
You know?
shouldn't, it shouldn't, but
Yeah.
it always is. And then it's kind of a mixed bag on sellers out there too, which part of me is like, that's okay because that makes my store
Ooh,
even more elevated when people
right.
are getting some of this poor service from folks too. But so enough about collects. 2.0 Longball is here and says whatnot is for number cards, not base cards, is his thought. Um, yeah, I don't know. I see plenty of numbered cards, but I probably see more non-numbered parallels out there. You want some colors, you want some names, but I don't think you have to lean too heavy into numbered cards.
I can just list numbered cards on eBay and they sell right away.
Yeah.
So that's not an extra oh, I'll just take all my numbered cards and put them on there. Like I don't.
Yeah.
That doesn't motivate me to want to do more live selling. And it still depends on what you get them for the cost, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to sell this stuff quick and take less money for it, you have to chase down inventory a lot more too.
Yeah.
Now maybe you'd be forced into a position to pay more for stuff because you need inventory for a show. You don't have a show, you don't get paid because there is
Yeah.
no, assuming you're doing just that and not any static selling or buy
Yeah.
it now selling, whatever you want to call it. So it can be a tough game. It's not just sell your stuff on Whatnot and you'll be rich tomorrow. Like I'm kind of trying to bring up the same warnings as when I started my YouTube channel, this YouTube channel. Um, by saying you can't just buy Zion Williamson base cards and grade them tens and make your living off of
Right.
that.
Right.
I think Whatnot is a good piece. I think it's an important piece. I think it's the best live selling platform for engagement, and sales and ease of use and all those good things.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's an entire model for
Yeah.
selling. Not for me anyway. It
I
seems
think
like
you
there's
can.
it seems like there's sellers on there that like that's what they do. And they ring in enough just doing Whatnot. So power
Yeah.
to them.
And I think you can sell base cards on Whatnot. Well, I know there's people doing it. I do think you have to be more selective with base cards, though. So, for example, um, I probably wouldn't try to move a 1994 Rob Deere card on Whatnot, but I would expect I could probably move 1988 Cal Ripken base card, something like that. So
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't try to sell any Brewers cards, but yeah. And that's the other thing I struggle with. Well, what should I put in my show? Well, what the stuff, to be honest with you, the stuff I'd really be interested in selling live is the stuff that isn't going to sell if I list it, buy it now.
Yeah.
But the same rules apply. If it's not really going to sell and buy it now, it's probably not going to sell on live. Yeah, I could do a whole show of just Ken Griffey Juniors, but I can sell those all day at my asking price.
Right.
I could do an Otani show. You list Otanis and they sell right away. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know that.
It just comes back to what your goal is again, then, right? Do you want to sell Otani do you want to sell 100 Otanis over the course of 3 weeks, or do you want to sell 100 Otanis in a night? So
I want to sell them over 3 weeks if I can get the money that I want for them.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm also speaking, so just to put full transparency on this too, I'm also speaking from the angle of somebody who's been doing this for a long time, has built a big customer base on eBay, has 60,000 listings on eBay. If you're starting from scratch, that's a daunting look, right? Like, how the heck am I going to do this with eBay? Whereas you can go, I can get a few followers on Whatnot, and I can just get a box of cards and sell them. That is very appealing. I could see a new seller choosing that as their platform.
Yeah.
And if everybody wants to leave eBay or not even start with eBay and just go to Whatnot and live sell, I'm fine with that too, because there's plenty of buyers that buy on eBay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good to take some of the sellers away from that platform too. Did you see Probstein's coming back?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I think they got in trouble with, they went to Snipe or something to do their auctions, and they got in trouble for like shill bidding there or something. And Probstein just announced that he's coming back to eBay. It's like, yeah, gross. But anyway.
The other thing I would say is, even though we pointed out some similarities in the time spent to set up a live selling show versus doing buy it now marketplaces, I think the grind that goes into them is a little different and a little less grindy, if that's a word, with live selling. You certainly have to put time in there as well, but if I look at the two, it does feel like more of a grind. All the, I'll say office work and in listing and things like that on the buy it now side versus live selling.
Yeah, but you also don't have to block aside a couple hours of time to do the show.
True. It's more flexibility.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is you're spending the same amount of time. You're just doing different things. If you'd rather spend your time on a camera, selling cards versus doing inventory, because you essentially don't even have to keep inventory if you're doing live.
Yes.
If that's how you'd rather spend your time than doing, like, I have my file cabinets with the dates and all that kind of stuff, and you're pulling the cards and then you're shipping. If that feels like it's more right for you on how you invest your time, then that is what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Because we talk to a lot of people that are like, oh, the one thing I struggle with on eBay is listing. I'm not listing at all.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I run out of room usually, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have anything. I want to do more listings and I can't right now, kind of thing. So I love the listing part. That doesn't bother me one bit. I like the scanning. I like Card Dealer Pro. I like all that stuff. I'm perfectly fine with that. Once the sale happens, there really isn't that much work. You just pull the card and you put it in an envelope. That work is the same as it is with Whatnot. So basically your front end work is what's going to be different. You have to, list the cards, inventory them, make that, have some sort of SKU system to make sense, and then store them, right? You have to have space to store them. Whatnot, you have to set up a show. You have to commit time to be live on a camera. Still organize your cards. I would also argue that if you're going to do live selling, you have to do more sourcing.
Yeah.
and
That
your
is true.
sourcing could be more difficult because you're under pressure now to like, I got to have stuff or I can't have a show.
Mm-hmm.
So, whereas I might go 2 months without even picking up any inventory, I could just buy out a dealer's table and work for 3 or 4 months out of my store on that stuff, versus maybe that doesn't work with Whatnot, based on whatever you're doing with your shows. You run through the inventory quicker, I guess.
Yeah, that's a great point. And one that we haven't
I
really
only
talked.
make great points, Charlie, just so you know.
Duly noted. Duly noted. Well, what do you
I'm the
say
I'm the
we?
ninth I'm the ninth thing you're thankful for.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Should we move into our little comping exercise for the night?
Yes.
Okay. So we put together a little game. Well, it's kind of gamey. I'm not going to keep points. I'm not unless Adam wants to keep track of who gets the closest without going over on all of these.
Ah,
But that sounds like work, and usually Adam's not up for that.
no, not at night. Not this hour.
But anyway, we put together a little production here, kind of similar to Hobby or No, but this is more centered around building up skills and getting experience, and maybe if you haven't experienced this before, just understanding some of the differences we talked about when you're watching a show in a live selling environment and it's a sudden death auction. You have to make a quick decision on if that's a card you want or not and how much you're willing to pay for it. And some of the decision making factors at that moment are likely to be different than what a buy it now marketplace buyer would be using. So I've got 5 cards, five for those Booker T fans. 5 cards from 5 different
Who's
categories.
she?
You wouldn't know, Adam. You're not a wrestling fan.
No.
Booker T, the 5-time champion.
I actually do know who Booker T is. I have no idea what their little quirky things are they each do, but I definitely know who
Spinneroonie?
Booker T is. Huh?
Can you do a Spinneroonie?
Probably, but I might hurt myself, so I'm
You
not
might
going
hurt
to. Yeah.
All right, back
Not
to
in
the setup
Spinneroonie
here.
shape.
So I've got 5 cards from
Okay.
5 different channels, categories. So we got 25 cards ready to go. And what we'll do is we're going to set them up with 15 seconds on the timer, and chat can put their comps, projected comps in on this, and then we'll take a little time after each card to see what are they actually going for. Would you have been willing to pay higher than comps in that live selling environment? Would you have been lower, or would you have been right on? And we're really going to be looking at both auction and buy it now comps if we want. Typically I'm just looking at the buy it now comps on eBay, but we could probably look at all of them and see what they do. All right, so with that, let's see if I can get this thing started. I couldn't get this one, prompt and ready to go because we already had one up there. So let's see here. There we go.
Wow, that was
All
gangster.
right. So we're starting with baseball here. 2023 Topps Chrome Refractor number 95. Rookie card for Corbin Carroll on the clock. Our turkey's in the way of the timer.
Here, I can remove Mr. Turkey. Hold
All
on.
right. Time. So, what kind of comps we got on that? Refractor, rookie card, Corbin Carroll.
Where's our turkey background? How do I take that off of here?
I don't know. You
I
said
put
you
it
were
on
taking
there.
care of that. I wiped it from my mind.
I know.
So let's
well,
go. Sports
that's
card
fair.
says $2. Branded Collectibles says $6.
Oh, that's background. I say $4.99.
Say $4.99.
Sure.
Let's see what we got here. We'll do all sales. And let's see if I can share a screen, and we'll pull that in as well. Let's see here. See how this works if we switch back and forth. All right, so we got a pink refractor, we got a sepia refractor, X-fractor. There's a regular one, $275 plus another $2 shipping. So now when you comp things, Adam, do you include that shipping cost in as a total cost?
Yes, because I don't charge shipping.
Yeah. So we're close to $5 there on that one.
Interesting. Who said $4.99?
Who said $4.99? You did, I guess.
Yep. I think that's another reason why people like live selling. They don't have to comp. They just grab a stack of cards and throw them out there.
Yeah. But
I don't know that.
Too,
I don't know that's a great business decision because how do you even know what you're making? But, I digress.
But that's another thing too, is you can't really go off of just one comp. So here's another one that's about
True.
$4.50. Let's see. Here's another one that's like $7.25 on this one. So I think you got to look at what's the frequency it's selling as well as what's the price that it's going for. We talked about chill bidding before. That is a real issue as well. You got to think about. You may see one going for $10. Is that realistic? Is that one outlier in a bunch of sales? Well, then you probably want to look
get
at
$10 for
it. You probably could. You probably could. All right. Let's go on to the next one.
I can't get the turkey off of there. He's happy where he is, so we're gonna let it go. Well, this is what it is.
All right, 2019 Topps number 410 Fernando Tatis Jr. rookie card. What do we think on that?
Just a plain old base Topps, huh?
Yeah.
I'd say, gosh, $3.99.
$3.99.
Yep.
And I got to remember, if I got to do the comping and the video, I got to remember to start typing while the card's still up there.
Right. I don't think we're in a rush.
What year was that?
18? No.
19.
19.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, I got some graded stuff. Let's flip that back. Oh, it doesn't want to go back to the stage for me. Add to stage. Remove other oh man. It's difficult. It's being difficult, Adam.
Sounds right.
All right. So maybe I won't be able to share that the way I thought I would. But as I scroll through it, I can see some $5-6 again. Some offers accepted. So this was a good example. It's a super high sale, $16.25 shipping, and an offer on a $9.49 buy it now price. So that's not realistic, right?
Not likely, no.
Yeah. But it looks like $5-6 is pretty accurate. I see Branded Collectibles said $6 right on the number. Yeah, Let's Go Sports Cards. If it was a refractor, that would put a little bit more, but that was the base. So you said $2. Now you start talking about, okay, what's the condition of the card, right? So maybe the best condition you can find, you get a near mint card and you can see that it's got no flaws. It's probably going closer to that $6, but if you see maybe some soft corners or something, then it's down around that $2. All right. What do we got next? Let's see here. 2022 Bowman paper, first Bowman, Ellie De La Cruz.
I'm gonna say $4.99.
$4.99.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's pretty close. I got to think that's a pretty good comp on that one. Bowman paper, huh?
If this was a year ago during the baseball season, I'd say like $6.99.
Yeah.
But he's dropped a bit. He also plays for the Reds, so that doesn't help.
Yeah. Those are things that are not great for him. So I see another $6 sale on one of those. I see a $3.45 recently, like this week. I see another $6 one. I see a $3.63. So I feel like anywhere between $3 and $6 they're going. Here's a $5 one.
What
Again,
what does everybody think this card would sell for if it was in a 15-second auction on Whatnot?
yeah, that's a great
What
question.
do you guys think the price would be then? Not a buy it now listed price. What would it actually sell for in a 15-second auction? Because remember, Ellie is not hot right now, right? And it's off season and all that too.
Right. It's not Ellie last beginning of the season. It
Right.
is Ellie right now. I'm looking for that those media assets for you right now so that I can see if I can take that off.
Yeah, I can't find it I put it on there, but I can't find
Yeah, I
it's in
found
the
them.
background thing. Yeah, I'm guessing it just doesn't. Yeah, no, that's not it. You need the one that has the turkey on it.
Yeah, it's the other piece.
Yeah,
That's the
that's what I couldn't
overlay.
find.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the overlay. I found that, but I couldn't find the border thing.
Yeah. There we go. I think that's the one we had on before. All right.
Yeah.
So what did we there we go. I took it off. See? Just took a
Nice.
second try.
There you go.
Anywhere from $1 to $2 from C4. That dude from Durius is 12. Bradley says $5 for Cruz. Another $4.99. Now we're getting a pretty good range in there. So that's what you guys think it would go for in a live stream today. That's quite a bit of a range. C4 says his show $2, a Bo show $15. Which that is a good point actually, and you even alluded to that in your buy it now marketplace. Like,
yep.
In my store, that'd go for $10.
Right.
You know, so the seller does make a difference to a great extent.
I think so.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. I tried to give 5 seconds between cards because I thought I would be typing it all there. All right, 2018 Topps Archives Shohei Ohtani rookie card.
Ooh, this dude's smoking right now, so I'd say I'm gonna say $35.
$35?
Assuming it's near mint.
Let me back that up a second. I think it's going to be more than that. C4 says 40. What else we got from the chat? And I think this is going to be very condition specific again as well. That dude from Duryea says $18. And we're talking a raw card. So what do I got here? Lots of graded versions, but the first raw card I come to is $60. Look at that. Susie nailed it just in time.
There you go. There you go.
$60 is the first raw card I see. Looking for another one. Another one sold this week. $110.
Raw?
Raw. Yeah.
Wow.
So that feels a little bit like an outlier, but I see another one that took an offer that was listed at $120.
Okay.
Again raw. Here's one on the 22nd, $130 raw. Another one on the 22nd, about $80. So honestly, we got a spread of like $60 to $120 in there easily for the raw Ohtani rookie from Archives. So what do you think that goes for in a Whatnot live selling environment, Adam?
I mean, I think that's a decent card for a live auction because he's hot and it's Shohei and it's a rookie. It's a nice looking card. I think you're probably going to be in that $60 to $80 range. I think you're going to be less than the fixed market.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have somebody that's in there that's, throwing $100 at a card. Unless
Yeah.
this is like in with other cards like that,
Yeah. C4 says somewhere between $10 and $150.
Right. And that's the unpredictable nature of it is something I don't like as a business on the
Yeah.
business aspect of it.
Yeah. Susie says she thinks you'd get $110 for that in a live selling auction. So, and that's like you said, that's hot as can be, right?
Right.
So it'll go. The question is, how much will it go for, right?
But I could list it for 120 in my buy it now store and sell it within a day anyway. And then I don't have to take the risk of it not getting enough money on live,
Yeah. Yeah.
And C4 says the same thing. I just saw his post.
Yeah.
0 chance I would run it live, eBay, buy it now all day long. See, that's the struggle that I have because I'm like, oh, this would be a great thing to sell live because he's hot and it's a big name and da da da. But I can make that same argument for selling it on buy it now, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
90 upper deck, so second year Griffey.
Second year Griffey.
I'm gonna say $5, $4.99.
$5.
I still like pennies, so I'm gonna say $4.99.
Okay. All right. All right. C4 says $4.99. $4.99. I think those are pretty accurate. I'd probably be, in that $5-6 range. If I was in a Whatnot stream, I could see being in the game up to that point. Over that, I'd probably drop. So Susie says $20. First one that comes up, let's see, sold the 26th, so that's today, right? Yep. Just a little over $3. A little over $3 for a raw card. Here's another one today. $225. $225. Let's see. And I would expect there's a number of these moving regularly. Yeah, here's another one 2 days ago. $204. $204. Yeah.
Was that an auction or Y04? That's weird.
Let me see. It doesn't. Yeah, that was an auction that had bids.
Okay, that's why.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Here's a buy it now that went for $475 last week.
Yep.
Another buy it now for $521 last week. So $5-6 in a buy it now. That seems pretty reasonable. Although there's also one 2 days ago in a buy it now that was $325. So $3 to $6, that range I'm seeing a lot of. Yeah.
No, I might list it at $325 if I picked up 10 copies of this for 50 cents a piece.
Yeah.
Which, is possible on something like this.
Sure. Bradley says 1990 junk wax card, surprised it's $5.
It's upper deck, it's Griffey, it's his second year card. It's a good photo. His card the year before, 89, is priced out for a lot of people. So this would be like their version of a early Griffey upper deck card. And I think that helps it hold its value. There was also less cards printed in 1990 than there was 1989.
Yeah. And it's a good image. You got the smiling Griffey there, the classic smile.
Yep.
So anything with a bat is typically a little better in my opinion when you got a hitting star like that. So
sure.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. And we're going to go to football. 2020 Donruss Optic rated rookie Justin Herbert.
Should I tell you what I would list it at or what I think it would sell at?
Well, we're talking comps tonight. You got 15 seconds to
All right,
decide if you're going to buy this in a live auction.
I'm going to say $18.
Yeah, I'd be around $20 on it, I think.
See, I think that's like retail. So I always look at a little bit. An auction's always going to be a little bit less than like full comp.
Yeah, I don't know. I think right now these are still going pretty well. So, Susie, did you mean 275 or $2.75?
Yeah, I say $18. I'm right in that middle range.
Okay.
Now, what I would do with this card is I would list it at $19.99 and I would probably get an offer at 18 that I would sell it for.
Okay.
So that's why I say the sale price is 18. Now, the beauty of doing buy it now versus live auction, I can list it at 20 and somebody might just bite on it at 20.
Yeah.
And not deal with the offer.
That is typically my strategy as well, is with that, anything around $20, I'm going to list at $19.99 and accept an offer a little under if I need to.
Yep.
So Susie says 25, Bradley says 15. So I see this card selling today raw for a little over $14. Lots of parallels out there. Where's another raw? So here's a lot of 3 of these cards for roughly just under $30. So about $10 a card. Okay, here's another one earlier this week, $20, $19.99. Buy it now.
Hey, that's probably my listing.
It is not. It is not.
I know it's not. I don't have this card right now.
Another one about $15 and a buy it now. So yeah, I think 15 to $20 right in there someplace makes sense.
Yep. What do you think it would go for live? I say $12 live.
You think it would be less?
Yeah, because I don't think he has like a hot in demand market or anything. No,
Okay.
I'm also assuming you start the auction at like $1 or $2 or something,
Yeah, probably dollar starts.
Yeah.
But again, you don't have time to check comps. You're looking at a card saying, okay, I know he's a commodity in the NFL. He's still having success. It's his rookie card. It's a good brand. How high am I willing to go on that?
Okay, so this is now I'm an educated consumer and I realize there aren't a lot of them out there anymore, but my thought would be, I don't know the value of this card. I'm not bidding on
it. You're not very fun in this game, Adam.
No, because I value the currency that I hold in my accounts.
Right.
I would look at it like, first of all, this isn't a rare card. Like I could just go buy one. So it's not, I have to, if this was the Herbert 1 of 1, I might be like, well, I got to jump on this and it really doesn't matter. That's a different story. But I'd be like, I don't know. It can't be more than $10. Like you got to have, if you're a collector of this stuff, you got to have some feel for what the value is going to be. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you go, well, geez, I don't know if it's really, I know for sure it's $10. I don't know how much it is over $10. So I'll bid up to 10. If I get it for 10, I know I'm better than comps on that at that price.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it. That would be the smart way to, because then, maybe then you could steal the card a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay 20 and it's selling for 14, why the hell would you do that? That makes no sense.
Yeah. I'm not that far off from your take there, Adam. Like if I'm on a Whatnot stream, I'm looking at this card and I'm saying, I think I could sell it for 20. So I'd be in for up to 10, $12, something like that, And
if you're buying it as a collector, if you're buying it as a collector, you would assume a little bit more money into it.
Yeah.
Because you're not looking for a return. But that doesn't mean you should just overpay for something either. That's completely moronic, especially in the economy and the time that we're in. And costs you $14 to eat at McDonald's. Like, why the hell are you overpaying for trading cards?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that trend will cease.
Yeah, I don't know. We've said that for a while now. I'm starting to wonder if it really will.
Well, there's tons of I've seen, the few shows I have watched, I've seen cards like this go for like $3.
Yeah,
So it can go drastically in the other direction too, versus
sure,
the overpayment.
sure.
Because people go, well, this is a common card. I don't think it's worth that much. I'll bid $3 and I'm out.
Yeah,
Now you ran it as a seller, you ran it live. If it only gets $3, guess what? You sold it.
right.
You can't say, well, it's worth more than that. It's not like at a dealer table where you can argue back and forth. You got to take
Yeah.
the $3, hide your tail, and walk away.
Although lots of sellers will tell you it's worth more than that. You're killing me. You're killing me with this.
But you can't do that on a live sale. It's just like ends how it ends.
Yeah. All right, what do we got next? Let's see here.
It also depends on what you spent for the card.
Yes, absolutely.
If you got that out of a $1 box because somebody missed it and you sold it for $10, then that's a good turn.
Yeah. Here's your boy Brock Purdy, 2022 Prism rookie.
You had to throw the Purdster in there, huh?
I did that.
Mr. Irrelevant. Purdy stuff still
you.
sells well for me, by the way. So I'll have you know.
I hear he's back to playing now.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Just a base Purdy rookie Prism. I'm gonna say $6.
Yeah, Susie agrees with you. She also says you're cheap, Adam, on that
She
last
is
discussion.
she is correct, and I do not take offense to that.
Yeah, that's how you make a profit, right?
Well, when somebody says, "Oh, you're cheap," what that means is you buy stuff at a good deal. I don't see how that's a negative.
Right. Yeah, Bradley says $6 as well. As I look through some of the recent sales, that looks to be right on. I see actually there was one today, $10 total. I think that's kind of an outlier. It's kind of high.
Yeah.
Yesterday there was one for about $560. So that seems more in line, and that was an auction.
If I was listing this card today, I would list it at $9.99.
$9.99.
Yep.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of 49ers fans out there. He still is the quarterback of the team, despite some injury and some other things going on.
I'm Mac Jones all the way.
Well, you're incorrect. So, I think there's enough bite, from those two things. Remember, I take the card and I give it bonus points. It's a Prism rookie. People seem to think that matters.
Yeah.
It's San Francisco 49ers, right? So the team is there. It's a quarterback. It's a rookie quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a guy who's been to a Super Bowl. And then he has the exact opposite, but same equity position as somebody who was drafted number 1, right? He was drafted last.
Yeah.
Versus drafted number 1. And that adds equity to his card.
Right.
So that's what would build it up to a $9.99 for me. I'd probably end up getting like $8.50 for it.
It was actually a buy it now yesterday for $14 as well.
Might have been listed a while ago though, too. You don't know.
That's true. That's true. Again, not your listing.
No. No.
I don't see you selling any Purdy.
I don't think I have, like, very recently. I mean, he hasn't been playing.
Are you? Are you out?
No. Well, I don't think I have any rookies. I might have one. I might have like a Panini or a Chronicles or something like that, but I haven't exactly been chasing Purdy rookies this year. So
yeah,
I do have some
Susie
autos.
calls him Mr. Interception.
I don't know. Does he have a lot of interceptions? I don't really follow it.
Not this year because he's hardly played.
Oh, there you go. So you're wrong, Susie. So
And Bradley calls him underdog popularity, or calls the
Yeah.
phenomena underdog popularity.
Yeah, I think he's a guy you just want to like. I mean, he's small, and that's obviously costing him, keeping him off the field, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, guy who wasn't supposed to do anything,
Yeah. Yeah. And there's still plenty of his rookie cards moving out there.
Yep.
All right, 2018 score Josh Allen rookie card.
This is going to be horribly overpriced because people are Josh Alleners.
Yeah.
It's like people who drive past 3 gas stations to go to a Quick Trip. Doesn't make sense to me. Um, let's see. I'm gonna say this is like $29.99.
Yeah, I would have been about the $20 mark.
I'm saying 30, and I would probably take like 27 or 28 for it.
Okay.
He's
All
also
right.
having a good season. He also has. There are some like pre-MVP calls and stuff like that for him too. So
Wait. Oh, yeah. For a second, I was still stuck on Brock Purdy, and I was like, wait, what? MVP?
no, Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
Bradley says $8 for Josh Allen. That dude from Duryea says 15 on Allen. Very first comp that comes up was yesterday for this card. $20 buy it now. Another one yesterday, another $20 buy it now. Some pick'ems, lots of graded versions of this card, of course. Another buy it now. Oh no, this is an auction. About $16.25. Let's see. 12, 9, 16, about $17 for another 16, $17 for another, 18, another $20. So feels a little more like that 15 to 20 range, depending on if it's buy it now or an auction.
Yeah, I have a lot of Allen buyers. Bill's Mafia and all that is all the rage right now, and so I think there's added points to that. I think they're gonna make a good run in the playoffs too. So I'm more than happy to
Yeah.
overprice that card now, thinking I'll get that buyer, at some point here. Hey, I have this actual card.
Do you?
I have 2 of them. I have the napkin and I have the one where it's got the seam down the middle. It's red.
Okay. All
Jersey
right.
card. Pulled them out of packs.
Really?
Yep. I got back in the hobby in 2017 and I was buying megas off of Amazon for $28.
Okay. That's a pretty good
So
deal today, I think.
crazy, isn't it? I pulled a
It is.
Mahomes base rookie, this jersey rookie, and then in my other mega I got another version of his jersey rookies.
So what do you think it's
So
going for
did well.
today? This is kind of a big boy card now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not numbered, it's not autographed, things like that. I would say,
Big boy for us low end sellers.
yeah, I would say, what would I struggle with this because I don't care what it's worth. I price it at what I would want for it.
Yeah.
And then I'm willing to whittle my way down if I don't get what I want.
Yeah.
I like the reverse auction effect. I'd rather ask too much for something and then come backwards,
Okay.
more Dutch style.
There you go.
Let's see. Let's do, gosh. I'm gonna say $85.
$85?
Yep.
Whew. Okay. What do we think in the chat? We got some estimates there in the chat. We're giving you some bonus time here on this one, talking it through.
It's also a rookie year card, but not technically a rookie. Just to clarify that.
Yeah, okay. If You say so. I thought Victor was the expert on rookie cards.
Well, it doesn't have the RC logo on it either.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But I do see, all the comps are showing rookie card. All of them show RC.
Of course they are. If I was listing it, I would put RC too. I'm not an idiot. It doesn't make it a rookie card.
I don't see this one raw selling that often. The first one I came across was on the 8th of November, and that went for about $300. And that was auction. It was an auction.
Yeah, I don't. Right now, they're not as hot. He's not as goaty as it appeared he was going to be. Yeah, so for me, I'm more on the downswing of it. Now, with that said, I have these 3 Mahomes rookie cards. There's no way in hell I'm selling them.
Yeah,
they stay with me. I don't sell Ohtani rookies. I don't sell, you have to take certain players off the board, in my opinion.
Right.
I just keep them as long-term plays.
And I see another one in that time frame with an offer accepted on a $250 buy it now listing. Here's one little over 300, but all of these raw cards, I will tell you, those comps are coming on a red patch. I don't see any comps for a white patch.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a red one and a white one, and I would definitely ask more.
I found one.
I would ask more for the red one.
November, that was just today. An auction with a white patch looks just like this card, $180.
Okay. So yeah, they've definitely moved. But see, I don't really look at Mahomes rookie stuff much because if I ever get them, I wouldn't sell them.
Yeah.
So the value is, the prices they're going for isn't really relevant to me. I did buy an optic rookie off of eBay. This will floor you. So I bought an optic rookie off of eBay for, I think it was like $35.
Yeah.
And the guy sent me a free Mahomes score rookie and a Mahomes Donruss rookie.
Okay.
For free with that card. So for $35, I got those 3 rookie cards. I think the optic alone raw now is like $500 or something.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I did really well on that. The score one it has to be up there a bit now too, based on the numbers you're telling me. It's got to be like 100, 125, I would think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
At least, maybe even a little more. I don't know. You also have to look at it as those were 2017 cards. They weren't that mass produced.
Right. They were just sort of mass produced.
Yep.
There's different levels of mass producing now.
It's way under what it is in like 2022, 2023, numbers, which were the peaks again.
Yeah. It blew up again. All right. What do we got next here? 91 Pro Set Brett Favre rookie. Man. I know you're going to get this one, right?
So is this the regular version or the Spanish?
This is the regular version.
I would definitely overprice this as well because, he's the man, but I would say $4.99.
Yeah, I would say $3 to $5. I think you can find these out there.
I think he's relevant enough, Hall of Fame. He's in the news here and there, sometimes for not great things, but whatever. I think you have to add a little value to the card because of that.
Yeah. Susie says $35. Susie, you need to check out Adam's store.
I probably have like 200 copies of that card, so I'll sell you them all for $35 a piece. I'll sell them all to you for $30 a piece. I'll give you a deal.
Now remember, if Susie was to buy them, she has to pay quite a bit more shipping.
That's true. Yep, you have duties and all that to pay.
Yeah. Oh, you said duty.
But that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah. Favre's
do we have to explain how tariffs work again? Is that something?
No, I don't want to talk about tariffs.
Okay. Because I can do that if people have questions. Yes, it is a rookie card, but it was overprinted. 1991 was highly mass produced.
and it is not great quality card stock either.
No, it's basic paper type stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
by
Yep.
definitely not his best rookie card.
So I see one sold yesterday via best offer, 341. They were asking 525. I see an auction that went for $6. Let's see here. I see $1.99 sale in the past week.
Yeah, I could see that.
There's a 225 sale, another 225, 308. A lot of these move. I don't have to scroll very far in the sold listings to find another copy.
I don't generally list his rookie cards when I buy like lots and collections and stuff. I keep all the rookies. Like I have 2 binders just full of Favre rookie cards. That just goes to show you how not rare they are.
Yeah.
But once in a great while, if I get one in a lot or a collection, I'll list it just because it gets, like you said, they sell really easily.
Yeah.
And I generally will list them all, any of those low end ones for $4.99. I'll get $4 for it, and it'll sell in like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
So,
Susie's she's catching on to this negotiation. She says then $5 for the Favre rookies.
oh man, that's not the same deal.
All right, we're gonna move into some basketball, which I am horrible at.
Do we have to? Yeah, I'm not
We
going to be
do.
great at this either.
We do. We are an equal opportunity channel category here.
We are?
We are. We
Oh,
are.
okay. Okay.
So let's reset this a little bit. We'll set this up again, 15 seconds on the clock. And what I want to know is how much you would be willing to pay in a live auction on it.
Okay.
On whatnot. So let's shift from the comps and let's first post, hey, I'd pay as much as this for that if I wanted it in an auction.
Now, are we trying to say what we would pay to be able to flip it or to be able to own it as a PC?
I think we want to get the customer's perspective as a collector, like
Okay.
somebody who wants to buy it to keep it, which wouldn't be us flippers, right? So
Sure.
basically we're trying to anticipate what the comps will be, what we can sell it for as a flipper.
Got it.
So think of that person that'll ultimately get it is what you're looking at. Okay.
Gotcha. Yep.
All right. Let's see what our first one is here. 2019-20 Mosaic Reactive Orange Ja Morant.
Oh boy. What would I pay up for that? I would say $7.
$7?
Yep, because basketball usually sells for higher dollars.
Yeah, and I was thinking like 10, honestly. I was thinking a little higher.
But see, if it's going to be on a live, I'm going to be more conservative.
Okay.
That's why I think sometimes live stuff sells for less.
All right. Susie says $9. She'd pay up to $9 on that.
Okay.
I think that's kind of where I'm at too with my 10. And you said what again? 5,
7.
6, 7.
$7.
So we got 7 to 10 so far. So if I check some comps on that, that's another pretty popular card moving. Bradley says $5 as well. I see an auction on eBay that went today for $7. I see another auction that went for a little over 10. Let's see, where's those raw cards? Here's one. Someone took a buy it now best offer. They were asking $15 for it. I would guess they took like 10. Let's see. Here's another auction that went for 13. 13.
Okay.
Now these ones, now we're getting to some that were last month, little bit older. There was even a buy it now listing that shows going for $16.
Okay.
So I think if you were to buy it at 7, I think you definitely have room as a flipper too.
See, that's where I think that the live, everybody says, oh, well, nobody has a chance to comp, so that's how you get more money. But I think it can work the other way too, right? People are going
Yeah,
to be more conservative because they don't know what it's worth.
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, let's see what's next.
If I saw a bunch of sales at 16 and it was a buy it now, I might go to $10.
Yeah. Now
You
we got a
know,
loop up. Prism
Ugh,
Emergent insert for Luca.
I suck
And
at these
that
so
is
bad.
what?
I suck at these so bad. Basketball.
Uh,
Let's
I
do. I'll do $24.99.
ooh. See, and I wouldn't think that high on that one. I'd be more like the $7.
But Luca's hot and he's with the Lakers.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't think compared to the last one, I would be lower on this one. I think Jaws got a better market. I don't
I
think it's
I
gonna
don't think
last
so.
longer,
Yeah,
but
I don't think so at all.
and we had a parallel on the last one.
True.
Yeah. All right. Let me finish up the clock so we can close our bids. Bradley says 17 for Luca. Susie says 11. If I check the comps, one sold yesterday as a buy it now for $1.74.
What?
That one seems like an outlier to me. I don't know.
Yeah, if that's a rookie, I'd pay $1.74 for it. I'm down
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
good too. And there could be some damage. They don't list it in the title, of
Yeah.
course. Um, then there's one the end of October. A buy it now for $14.
Okay.
Then I've got a November 14th, almost $16. Okay, yeah. So as I go back further, there's some stronger prices for it. Someone even paid $35 for it once.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd list it at $24.99 and I'd end up taking 20.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I would do with it. No,
October
I'm
1st.
basing most of these values off of like I sell cards of these players' other cards, and
Yeah,
Lucas stuff sells really strong, even non-rookie stuff.
yeah,
I can sell like this year inserts for $4 or $5. So that's why I figure okay, a rookie year card
yeah.
should be like 25. That's how I'm comping in my head.
I don't this particular insert, like if it was the one of the prisms or something, the parallels, then I'd be there. But this is the base insert. I just don't see it. But clearly I'm wrong because a lot of people are paying much more for it.
That was also printed in a year where it was not as big a numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Bradley said 17 for Luca. What do we got next? Ooh, LaMelo. One of the balls.
I'm gonna say $5.
Yeah, I was gonna say $5 as well. And hope that it's not more because it's definitely not worth it. What do we got in the chat for a LaMelo Ball NBA Hoops rookie from 2021, 2020, 2021? I hate that basketball always has to do the 2-year stretch.
It's one of the reasons I never bought basketball cards when I was a kid because I could never figure out which year was the rookie year.
Yeah.
Is it 15-16 or 16-17? And I didn't want to buy a card thinking it was rookie card and then it wasn't because obviously the rookie card market is the stronger value.
Yeah.
especially back then because he only had a couple cards a year.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, is Jordan a rookie in 85 or 86? Or 86, 87? I don't know.
Right.
I hated it.
Right.
Still hate it.
Well, Susie says $6. She'd pay $6 up to $6 for that. I'd only pay probably $2 for a LaMelo Ball in a live auction. I'd be
If
out
it was for
after
my
that.
PC, I'd pay $5.
Yeah. All right, let's find some comps for it. I see November 23rd, $1.50.
Yeah.
I see. I don't want the foil. Let's see. November 20th, $6.30.
Sure.
Let's see here. Raw card. Another $5 sale. Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
pretty on it there. So was Susie. It's hard for me on any of the ball boys too, because there was just so much crazy hype for not a lot of
Well,
the talent.
he's definitely better than Lonzo, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you're probably
this
right.
guy at least will be in the league for a while, and if he can get on a team that wins, he could get away with something.
Sure. All right. Up next, 96-97 Kobe rookie from Topps Base.
$399.
Oh, 300, huh? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
400 really.
How did I get there?
399.
That was crazy. We jumped back. Let me see if I can find my spot again. There we go. Come on. There you go. I don't know that it would hit 300. I'm thinking like 250. 250. I'm a little less than you on that one.
Well, I said 399, so I basically said 400.
You said 400. Okay. I thought you said 300. Susie says 75. I would buy everyone I found for 75.
Yep, same.
Yeah. All right. What do we got here? Oh, well, Susie's on to something. Here's one that sold today at auction for just under $70. Another one today at auction, just under $60.
I might have to start buying some of these up.
Yeah.
That's way too low.
Now, graded, that's a different story, but
that might have been what I was thinking. Because again, I actually have a few copies of these, but I would never sell them.
Okay.
So
okay. Bradley said 180 as well. But here's another one today that was a buy it now for just under $85. Another one today, $75 on the head. Maybe Susie bought that one.
And you're sure those are the regular ones, not the remake?
96-97 Topps number 138, Kobe Bryant rookie, LA Lakers. Everyone's the same. Yeah. Graded, they're going, I see, 180. Of course, I'm not looking at what the grade is here. Let's see if we can find a PSA 10 of this card. Here's one, $12.50 for a PSA 10.
Okay.
Definitely makes a difference. PSA 6 sold today for $60.
Okay.
So the raw cards are definitely lower than what we would have thought.
Yeah, I agree.
That is
not my wheelhouse. I don't get a lot of Kobe rookies in my pickups,
I would say that's my biggest surprise of this exercise so far.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's a big dog. 1990-91 Fleer Michael Jordan.
I'd say $8.
Well, yeah, I meant big dog by a superstar, not necessarily a big money card.
Yeah, I say $8.
I I think I would see this go in a live selling environment today for 10 to 12 bucks.
Yep.
Just because it's Jordan, just because he's got a dunk going there. He's got the tongue out, iconic photo. I think this would go pretty well in a live stream today.
I'd still rather have the Kobe rookie.
Stooge fan says the GOAT. Bradley says Jordan is on the rise. He says $13. Susie says 12. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, you guys are way better at basketball than we are. That's for sure.
Yeah. I see one sold today at auction for $12 on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
A buy it now sold for a little over $6. There's an error card that sold for 30, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Here's another buy it now, $4.75.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in that $6 to $12 range is probably common in there. There's a $6.99.
Sure.
$6.80. Yeah. So yeah, on those raw cards, buy it now and auction, both are in that range. So, but
Yeah.
it's Jordan. I love it when I go to tables and they're like, it's Jordan, man. It's Jordan.
Yep.
They still produced a lot of Jordans on a lot of these base cards.
We sure did. Early 90s especially.
Yeah. Oh, now we're getting into Star Wars.
Okay.
2022 Star Wars Galaxy Refractor of Yoda.
$10.
$10?
Yep.
I'd say 15 with the refractor and a prime character like Yoda. I think he would sell pretty good in a
$10.
Live auction. But remember, you're cheap, Adam.
$10.
$10. All right, we got no other guesses out there on the Yoda. Maybe you're gonna make up for that basketball round with your knowledge of Star Wars here now, huh?
Gosh, I hope so.
Susie says $29. I don't think it would go that high. Definitely don't think it would go that high. Let's see. Oh, this doesn't move a lot of volume either, from what I see. First one that comes up is back on November 6th, and it sold for $374. $374. Here's one end of October. About $425. $425. So
okay.
Definitely not as strong as I would have thought.
I could get $10 for it.
Another $4.99. Yeah, I mean,
I have buyers that I know would buy that. Yeah. Yep.
And it's not like I see this a lot when I'm shopping through tables either.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, Susie says, geez, I'd love that card.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, let's move on to the next. Ahsoka, and we got a parallel here. So 2023 Star Wars Galaxy. Aqua out of 199, and it's, I think this is an insert. Yeah, new path insert.
Is it not? It's numbered, you said? 199?
Out of 199. Yeah.
Ahsoka's hot. I'd say $20.
I feel like I kind of want to temper my guesses after that Yoda. I'm gonna go with 15 again. I'm gonna go with 15. Susie says 16 on the Ahsoka parallel. Let's see here. What do we got? I forgot to start the timer on that one. I gave you bonus time on this one. So you
I'm
said
sticking
20
at-
bucks, right?
Yeah, I'm sticking at 20.
20 bucks.
Ahsoka stuff sells very well for me.
I don't see recent sales like today on this one. There's a really nice one in September that popped up right away as an exact match of what I put in. That sold for almost $27. But that seems like an outlier because then I'm finding a few this month, like the 19th, that went for about $18.
The beauty of cards like that is they don't show up much, so you can hold out for a bigger price too.
Yeah.
You just need someone to jump on there that wants that card, and you should be able to get more money for it.
Yeah.
I would list it at $19.99. I'd probably end up getting like that 17 or 18.
Okay. Here's a November 4th that went for $13.99. Another September that went for about $13.50. So, yeah. So I wasn't that bad with my $15 guess.
No, that's fine.
There.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Charlie, but almost all the numbers you've been giving are slightly under what the cards sell for.
And what do you always tell me?
Oh, well, that's what you want. I'm just saying now you're pitching yourself as a buyer on Whatnot. So the theory that, if you can't comp, everybody pays more, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so we do have to talk about, though, when we say that, we're not casual buyers either. We called out that caveat in the beginning as well. Casual buyers are probably going to be willing to pay more, don't you think?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how much they want it. If they're a casual buyer, what are they buying these cards for? Like,
it's flashy.
Just, I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
And value is all based on what someone's willing to pay. If they're willing to overpay for it, I guess. I just don't know how long your customers are going to stick around and overpay.
Yeah.
That sounds like the government.
Good point. All right, we got a 77 Star Wars Series 1, number 7 Darth Vader. Susie says $6.95.
Are we assuming this is like near mint?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Okay, because these cards, the value drastically changes based on condition sensitive and cut.
Yeah.
I would say if I were to list this card, I would say $9.99.
Okay. And what would you take?
Probably $8.
Okay.
Maybe a little less if they were buying more cards.
Now, I haven't been in a lot of live selling streams for Star Wars cards, so I don't really have a lot to go on what I think it would go for in a stream, but I'll stick by my $5 that I said. I think you would. Part of me is like, these cards are kind of unassuming to someone who doesn't really know Star Wars cards and doesn't know that that's essentially a Darth Vader rookie card.
I think the key there is like, okay, so let's say you have somebody who's not into cards, but they're probably into Star Wars, right? If they're buying this. So it's Vader. It's the first year of the movie and it's Vader. That would give them enough knowledge to know like, hey, this card's kind of important, right?
You automatically hear the voice when you see the card.
Right. James Earl Jones.
Yep.
I got my refractor Salacious right here. What do we think about this one?
Oh, Salacious.
Refractor.
I would say $12.
Courtesy of Lofi Joe. It was a gift from Lofi Joe.
Is that a base or a refractor?
It's a refractor.
Oh,
you can put me on the screen if you want.
There you go.
So
Okay.
it's shiny. It's our
That's a
it's our
new one,
favorite
too.
laughing Kowakian monkey.
Yeah.
2024. That must be. Is that what that was? They don't put
Yeah.
years on their cards, so I can't remember. We'll say 2024. Topps Chrome
Yeah. Yeah.
refractor.
Sounds about right.
And Susie says 15. That's exactly what I'm going to list it for if I sell it. It was a
15.
gift, so for right now it's in my PC.
Okay. All right. I would have said, well, I did say like $12 on that one, so I wasn't
Yeah.
that far off either. For that Darth Vader card, I see sales this week for about $11 for a raw card. Looks in similar condition. One as low as $275. Well, that's a pick list. That doesn't count. Let's see. $12. $12. Another nice looking card. There's plenty of these graded as well, so that tells you they're a pretty popular card.
Yeah.
Here's another one, $13. So yeah.
So that $12 price range is pretty good. Yeah.
Hitting double digits.
Have you gotten any of these yet? The mosaic ornaments?
Are those basketball?
Like here's Patty. No, this is Mahomes.
No, I haven't gotten any of those.
This is Justin Herbert. Jamar Chase.
Okay.
I was just wondering here, I can show him. Who is this? Oh, this is Jamar Chase. Oh, I got two Jamar Chases, I guess.
Yeah.
It's either mosaic. Here's another Jamar. Then I got Patty and Justin Herbert.
Were those out of that? Didn't you get a NFL Advent?
No, these are from those little mosaic Christmas packs.
Okay.
And you get one peppermint stick striped rookie card in it. I don't have any on me right now. I already listed them. I have to think about where I put them.
Susie says, "Damn, where did you get those? She wants them."
So they're hard to find. But I got them at a Target. But so they have these peppermint stick rookie
Those are sharp.
prisms. Yeah, they're pretty dope. So like this one here is Will Howard, quarterback for the Steelers. Yeah, they're little. It's a little 10-card box, and there's a little ornament on the box that you punch out of it. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I still have the boxes. I can show you one of the boxes if you want to see what they look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah, those are pretty sharp. That candy cane is really nice. I like that. The ornaments, I mean, to me they feel the same as the baseball ornaments that we get too. But that candy cane parallel, that is sharp. I'd wanna search for one of those. Well, Susie's making deals, Adam. She's looking to see if you'll broker deals for her.
You want to put me on the screen?
There you go.
Left, right. So yeah, they're these little 10-card boxes like this. And then there's an ornament that you punch out on the back. You can see obviously I punched it out already. And it says collect all 6, happy holidays. And then there's a little ornament.
I don't remember seeing those anywhere yet.
Yeah. They're tough to come. And it's just it's a cellophane pack, so like the old school packaging. But yeah, you get one exclusive red, white. They call it a red and white striped rookie. I call it a candy cane rookie.
Okay.
There's ultra rare cookies parallels, and then stained glass, micro mosaic, and others. And then of course, like I said, you get the ornament as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like their one effort at a Christmas product other than the calendar.
Right. Well, Susie wants to know if you can make a deal with her. She wants to get her hands on some of those.
Of the mosaic boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any more right now, but I can pick more up. The problem I always have with Target is you can only buy 2 items at a time.
Yeah.
So it's so annoying. Like they had a stack of probably 30 boxes there, but I could only buy 2. So I went twice. I got 4 because I went twice, but and then the rest of the cards are just like regular, well, the regular mosaic. You can get some color and stuff like that, but there's really nothing exciting in it other than the red and white striped rookie.
Right.
The rookie class is not that strong this year, so that's not like a huge motivator to.
Yeah.
Honestly, the ornaments are probably the best value on the box. I'll probably ask like $10 for that patty ornament.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I'll get my money back out of just the punch out on the box. That's what I did with the holiday mega ornaments. I sold both of those already, the basketball and the football.
Yeah.
Those went pretty quick. That's one of the things I love about those megas when they have the bonus item in them, because you can get a good chunk of your money back just doing that. At least I've had good luck with it.
Yeah, I don't have good luck with the ornaments. I still have ornaments from last year. So
yeah, mine. I think I sold every single one that I had last year. So
really?
I might have one or two left. Yeah, that stuff always does really well for me. I'm always looking for holiday products. They've always sold really well.
Yeah.
Santa Claus cards, things like that. So anytime I can pick something like that up, I'm excited about it. Those reprint, I noticed you had a reprint for like a buyback printed Kirby Puckett, right?
Yeah.
So the calendar has one in it. So I'm excited to kind of see what I pull out of that.
Yeah. I think it has more than one.
I think it has 2, and then it also has a vintage pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mine's right here. Yeah, 2 stamped original cards, 1 original pack. But most likely your original card is going to be like some Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
So getting a Puckett would be huge. I think that's a big win.
Yeah.
On a gimmick like that, but yeah, the calendars are all gone. You can't find them anywhere now. So,
oh, really?
Pick those up. Yeah, everybody sold out of them now.
Okay.
Well, think about it. It's a week before December.
Well, yeah.
They might have some stock that they're holding back too for Black Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to starting to opening mine up next week every day.
I know. I have 2 of them. I got the baseball and the football. So yeah, I get 2 packs a day. So I'm excited about it. That'll be fun. We all have calendars in my house for different things. So my daughter's got like a smart putty one. Like the different kind of, I don't want to say slimes, they're more like the science putties, like smart putty and stuff like that. And then I got my wife a clue calendar, and each day you get a clue towards catching the killer. Yeah, because we love Clue. So I was like, this is gonna be fun. We all like both of ours have something like you kind of build towards, and then Luna's just has a fun item every day. So
yeah. Susie said she did get an order of Absolute yesterday, though. A couple blasters and a mega. She said the mega was a great one, patch rookie, and a rookie kaboom.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't chase that stuff. I don't buy packs to try to get downtowns or kabooms. It's just such a chase, and I don't want to buy like a bunch of boxes of any of that stuff. I don't like the regular cards in the sets. So that just turns me off. If I like the cards, I'd be like, well, I'll buy a couple boxes and see if I hit a kaboom, because at least I got the cards.
Yeah.
But Absolute is, it sells for crap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lower tier product, right? So
They're lottery tickets. They sell well and they get decent money for them because of the one chase card, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I mean, Susie hit the kaboom. That's great. You easily, came out way ahead. And that's generally how it works. The next 25 people that ordered boxes after you are not
Get
getting
that.
anything.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I'd rather get like the holiday products, something where I know I have a decent rate of return on it.
Yeah.
Not that you're going to make money on all the boxes, but at least I feel like I can get some sales out of it.
I mean, so you kind of get a feel for the products when you're looking through boxes at shows, right? You find a
Hmm.
ton of absolute base football in
Especially the
boxes.
rookies, those silver
Yeah.
rookies, they're just dead. Yeah, they are a impossible thing to move. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I
She,
don't chase absolute by any measure.
she got a couple of decent players. Travion Henderson is having a good season for New England.
Hmm.
And Dylan Gabriel, I would have been excited about that at the beginning of the season. I'm a little more worried now that he got I don't know if he got injured, but Shadur Sanders is starting now. Um
That'll
so
only last like one more week. The guy is not an
yeah,
NFL quarterback.
yeah. I was a
So
big Dylan Gabriel fan coming out of college, so
same.
I cheer
I
for
s-
him.
I
So
feel like he's going to have another shot.
yeah, I would think so. Russell is with us and he says, is Mercari worth selling cards on?
I looked at Macari a couple of times and it was a pain in the butt to try to get my inventory over there. And I'm at a point where I'm not going to just start over on a website listing inventory for how much I have. So for me, it wasn't worth it. Fees wise, it's okay. They had a kind of a decent market growth going, and now they're just kind of dead.
Yeah.
You don't hear about Mercari. Nobody shops on Mercari. Um, in my opinion, there's really two platforms. If you want to do like real volume or business type selling, and that's eBay and whatnot, and then your own .com if you have a way to get shoppers to your site. Those are the three ways to really sell cards. Maybe
Yeah.
ComC, if if you don't want to control inventory, you have a little slightly better card, so you can pay 50 cents a card to send it to them. But now
Yeah.
ComC is struggling, so I don't know where that's going to go.
Well, they just are struggling with the growth they've had.
Yeah, but that can ruin a company too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Susie says she's also really doing well selling F1 cards. I can see that. I had a nice run on F1 cards for a while. I just don't find enough of them to keep consistently stocking. So it hasn't become a big factor for me. But when I was first starting out, I was lucky enough to find quite a few of them at a show that had some good names and some a good brand. And man, I was all excited. I remember telling you, Adam, how well they were going, but I just
Yeah.
it was like a one and done. I just haven't been able to find them like that since then.
Yeah, whatnot. F1 is kind of having a surge right now. They just had the big race in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Um, and that was kind of exciting down Las Vegas main streets and
Yeah.
having F1 cars running through it. And it's crazy. I have a friend of mine that went to it. Um, went to it slash was like up in a building and filming down from it, if you will.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he's filming down to the track, and like you could barely see the cars go by. That's how fast they move. It's like, zoom, zoom, zoom. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
the
are you?
straightaways, they're over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, so what are you watching? There isn't even anything to watch. Like your brain isn't fast enough for this stuff, So yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty funny. They don't
Yeah.
crash, which I find very interesting because like NASCAR cars crash all the time, and F1 cars don't crash. So what are they doing differently?
There's crashes. You need to
You
watch a
don't
whole
see
race.
very many. I didn't really see very many of them, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I obviously don't watch a lot of races, but like I'll watch highlights and some of these guys, finishes and stuff like that. Usually when you watch highlights, the first thing they put in is the damn crashes, because that's
Yeah.
that's clicks.
Yeah.
Um it doesn't seem like there's that many. Like you never hear about major crashes to any of the big drivers anyway.
Yeah, there are a few every season, but they really do a good job of building up all the safety precautions as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
There's contact every race, I can tell you that. Every race, just
Sure.
about every corner. And it's a common thing to see, a flag come out to get debris off the course because of that contact.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, all right. We are quite a ways into our show. It's after 10:30 here in our central time zone. We're 2 hours and 31 minutes in, Adam. You did it. You stayed
I
up
did.
past 8 o'clock again.
I know, but not much longer though. It's I'm already dreaming of Turkey Day and Canberries and all the goodies. So
Yeah.
Charlie and I do want to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving, a safe one. Have some time with family and friends and some good food and some laughs and take a break. The crazy world of sports car grinding, that'll be waiting for you when you get back from the table. So plan your whatnot shows, pack your orders, do all your stuff, and then go take some time and spend it with people that matter to you and be thankful for what you have.
Absolutely. I couldn't say it any better than that.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Just a quick recap. That's a wrap on the night. We talked about maybe doing your first whatnot stream and some of the things to look for. Talked about embracing a few losses if you're going to do that. We talked about dragging our buy it now inventory into a live and how well that can work for you. And we even trained some of our comping reflexes there on a number of cards. So if that's not hobby growth, I don't know what is. And that's what we're all about. So with that, I'll just say catch y'all next week on the Dollar Box Live.
Remember, you can't sell what you don't list. Next week, 8 o'clock Central, Wednesday, every week. We'll see you then.